Welcome back to Oregon News. This morning we take a look at last week's ICE protest outside the Eugene Federal Building, construction on and around campus.
A new chapter begins at the Duck Store on 13th Avenue. History was made on the basketball court at Thurston High School, and much more here on Oregon News.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Gabriella Vigil.
And I'm Carson Mercier.
Our coverage starts with the nationwide shutdown on Friday when schools and businesses were urged to join public protests against immigration and customs enforcement. According to the movement's website, over 1,000 organizations promoted the shutdown. People were asked to avoid spending money that would support the federal government. The movement came after continued reports of violence by ICE officers across the country. Outrage intensified following coverage in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where video shows ICE officers shooting and killing American citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Protests like this are expected to continue into the coming weeks.
Demonstrations outside of the Eugene Federal Building continued throughout last week and into the weekend. Tensions remained high while violence persisted. For one Eugene resident, the videos from the scenes in Minneapolis that have sparked these protests hit a little too close to home.
I'm Minnesotan. You don't mess with hockey players. We'll take the fight down to the ice.
Dan Zahner, originally from Minnesota, moved to Eugene a few years ago and is now attending Ice Out protests with his neighbors.
It's been a mix of just outrage and like hopelessness. Like what do we do? But you know, checking in on people and just say, hey, check in on your neighbor, check in on your buddy, make sure they're okay.
Protests outside of the Eugene Federal Building have been going on for over a week now, but starting Tuesday night, things have gotten violent as federal agents started using tear gas, pepper spray, and flashbangs against local residents. University of Oregon student Kai McGarvey was in attendance Tuesday night when the first riot began.
Oh, it was like 0 to 100 in like less than a second. It was like, yeah, complete switch. It was kind of crazy, like how fast and like how fast they were for violence. These guys have you can tell most of them have like a kink for violence.
This is Shay Barnes for Oregon News.
Following the protests in Eugene, President Trump released a statement on social media platform Truth Social Saturday. He addressed the recent ICE protests outside the Eugene Federal Building. Trump wrote, "Last night in Eugene, Oregon, these criminals broke into a federal building and did great damage, also scaring and harassing the hardworking employees. Local police did nothing in order to stop it. We will not let this happen anymore."
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek was in Eugene Sunday to address the conflict between protesters and ICE. From the podium, Kotek spoke on what she has seen from the Trump administration.
We know that the Trump administration's aggressive ICE tactics are creating fear, they are tearing families apart, and, as we have seen, taking lives. And that's wrong, it's un-American, it's immoral, and we as Oregonians will stand together to say no to that.
Friday, Kotek announced the launch of a new state agency. As she put it, the agency is ensuring state coordination for immigrant and refugee
as a routine bike ride ended in
communities to promote
Sunday,
dignity and safety. The council is made up of at least 10 state agency directors. Objectives for the agency must be defined by March 31st, and implementing such plans won't begin until May 30th.
The United States government entered a partial shutdown this weekend due to a disagreement amongst the House of Representatives. Democrats are pushing to reform the way the Department of Homeland Security conducts ICE operations. It would require an updated code of conduct for federal agents conducting arrests, according to the DHS. President Trump made a deal to fund the DHS as it currently stands for 2 weeks. Negotiation talks around ICE reform will continue in the House today and tomorrow. As of now, this marks the second time during President Trump's time in office in which the government has shut down due to an immigration dispute. Talks amongst officials over the next 2 weeks will determine the future of funding for ICE of the DHS.
The Eugene community is mourning the loss of a young man who was hit and killed while riding his bike. Reporter Quinn Huber has the story.
What started as a routine bike ride ended in tragedy. On Sunday, January 26th, University of Oregon doctoral student Eric Neway was struck and killed by a car on 22nd and Patterson while on his bike. A vigil drawing hundreds was held this past Friday at Gerlinger Hall, which included testimonies and local music from Kenya, his country of origin.
We want to remember him for the kindness that he shared among all of us, the friendship that he shared with all of us, and he was intentional.
And our hope is that the outpouring from our community gives you a glimpse into the immeasurable impact that your son and your brother had on our community. God bless Eric for making our community better.
Reporting in Eugene, I'm Quinn Huber, Oregon News.
We'll be right back with an update on campus construction and community events around the city.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others. Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
We welcome you back to Oregon News with an update on campus construction. Reporter Ashley Davidson has the story.
Since 1962, Hamilton Hall has been home to many college students on the University of Oregon campus. As you can see behind me now, it has been torn down to make room for something new, leaving the former residence and dining hall in nothing but rubble and dirt.
I'm a senior this year, so I had a lot of experience with Hamilton through the years, and I lived there freshman year, and it was pretty wild. The basement was a great hangout spot, and it's pretty sad that it was torn down. I mean, yeah, it was gross and kind of old, but I feel like it was pretty nice having a dorm right here, and the sense of community it gave to the campus was really nice.
Hamilton Hall has been a cornerstone of the University of Oregon campus life for nearly 6 decades. The university says that the space where the Staple campus building used to be is set to be a green space for future students to enjoy by next school year. This comes right after the university's decision to eliminate the residence assistant program next year. In its place, 2 new roles will split responsibilities between community building and safety. Students say the loss of Hamilton is surprising, and many hope the space becomes more than just a green space.
The green space, I feel like there's enough green spaces nearby where it's not really necessary. I feel like something more fun and useful might be nice. I mean, now that I'm a senior and I have my car here, it's a little unfortunate trying to find parking around Eugene. So maybe some parking deck or something that's on campus would be really nice.
Another dining hall. I'm like fat over here. No, I'm just playing. Like something like cool, like maybe a pool. So we could like use it, like warm, like a heated pool.
From the University of Oregon campus, I'm Ashley Davidson, Oregon News.
The city of Eugene is finishing up construction on Amazon Creek from East 24th Avenue to East 20th Avenue. Repairs have been made to the natural slope bank of the original creek, including replanting native species. The footbridge on 20th has also been reconstructed. The project has taken over a year and a half and $2.7 million in Federal Emergency Management Agency grant funding, as well as funding from the 2018 Parks and Recreation Bond. These updates were made with hopes of improving water quality and flow and providing a better habitat for birds and other wildlife.
Changes are coming to the Duck Store's leadership after Arlen Schaffler, CEO of the nonprofit bookstore, announced his retirement last week. Schaffler was named CEO in 2012, but has worked at the Duck Store for over 40 years. He's worked in almost every department, from warehouse management to consumer electronics. When Schaffler was approached about the role over 10 years ago by his predecessor, Jim Williams, he almost didn't take it.
When Jim decided to retire, I wasn't even really going to apply for the role, but I was encouraged very strongly by a handful of people in the organization that they wanted to really work for me. And so then I at first was reluctant, but then decided to apply for it and ultimately lucked out and got the job, and then took the store to places Jim couldn't take it to. We wanted to build on the foundation that Jim built, and that is that we always wanted to be innovative. We wanted to be always trying new things, failing forward, and then making it ultimately a fun place to work, and so that everybody gets along really well here. So that wanted to maintain that and actually grow that.
Schaffler says that initiative is expected to continue with new CEO Alex Lyons, who takes over after working under Schaffler's leadership for over a decade.
The Valley River Center Model Railroad Show took place over the weekend. All ages came out to check out the model trains and hear about the club running the show. Reporter Sophie Fowler has more.
Some people grow out of their train stage, but for others, it's a passion that leads into adulthood. The Willamette Cascade Model Railroad Club took their main line to Valley River Center to show off their model trains. Each track had figurines scattered throughout, including cowboys, houses, and Godzilla. Each member of the club comes from a different background, but according to club president Kurt Mulford, all are passionate about one thing: model trains.
It's just a group of mostly men, boys, that enjoy model railroading. We do all scales, HO, N scale, which is real small, and then G scale, which is very, very big, like garden railroads.
For Mulford, the passion is something that he thinks will always be there, as long as the people and the trains are there.
To me, I think the model railroading is as long as there's trains and mostly little boys, there's going to be model railroaders. Doesn't matter what generation is interested. They're always going to be there, I think.
Reporting with Oregon News, I'm Sophie Fowler.
From childhood toys to rare collectibles, the Willamette Valley Diecast Show brought collectors and vendors together in Springfield. Reporter Quinn Huber takes us inside.
Diecast cars like this one are commonplace in American households. However, the Willamette Valley Diecast Show brings the enthusiasm and collection of these toys to a whole new level. The show took place at the Springfield Elk Lodge, featuring more than 40 vendors selling a myriad of unique cars.
People can find any diecast. They can find Hot Wheels, Matchbox, M2. They can find just basic, $1, $2 cars. They can find special convention collector cars. I've been collecting about 3 years by way of my son, who was 14. He started collecting when he was 11, and I got into it just because of him.
If you're gonna get into something like this, it's going to become a lifelong hobby in so many words, and be prepared to have a whole extra room to be able to put this stuff in, because the next thing you know, you have more than you know what to do with.
The next Springfield show is set to take place in May. For more information, visit the Willamette Valley Diecast Facebook group. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Quinn Huber, Oregon News.
Oregonians have some good news this tax season with a credit kicker boosting returns. The tax kicker of just under 10% is being refunded to taxpayers starting on February 18th. The higher return comes from a $1.4 billion surplus in revenue the state generated over the last year. Taxpayers can expect to receive 9.8% of their tax liability from 2024 on top of their 2025 return. People can find out exactly how much to expect with the What's My Kicker calculator on Oregon.gov. Refunds can be expected by mid-April when both federal and state taxes are due.
A check of the weather with Isaac Doobie is coming up next.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love, your mind.
Love?
Your mind.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love
your mind.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Oregon News. I'm Isaac Doobie on Groundhog Day Monday, letting you in on everything you need to know about the weather in the Willamette Valley this week. Well, starting in Eugene, it looks like you can lose the umbrellas this week because there is not much rain in the forecast. We're expected to see a lot warmer and drier days as well as cooler nights with little rain due to a high pressure ridge building to our south. And we're still not seeing much snow in the forecast for the next week either. And currently, snow accumulation levels are historically low for this time of year. So sadly, to all you skiers and snowboarders, you may have to wait another couple weeks for the snow to accumulate. Taking a look at our weekly forecast in Eugene, you see a lot of sun, which we didn't see hardly any of last week. Again, because of that high pressure ridge, we're seeing the highs live in the upper 50s and are expected to stay there throughout the week. The lows are significantly lower than last week, with the average low being in the low 30s and upper 20s. So although we're seeing lots of warm temperatures, try to layer up before heading out the door for your morning commute. You take a look at the highs around the region. That forecast of clear sunny skies applies to the rest of the Willamette Valley. It's looking like you're going to have a lot of sunshine for the most part until Saturday or Sunday. We take a look at the highs this week throughout the region. You see Coos Bay is right now in the mid-60s, but later this week is expected to reach the high 60s on Wednesday and Thursday. And Roseburg, the high at 62 today. It's looking like it'll stay there the rest of the week. And then Eugene and Corvallis are sitting at 57 and 56 right now. It's looking like highs will be in that range the rest of the week. And then Bend, currently a high 52, but it's expected to get to 61 degrees on Wednesday. So getting a lot warmer out in Bend. Take a look at the lows for today in Eugene and Corvallis. They're currently sitting just above freezing, but the lows are expected to drop and hover right around freezing in the next few days. In Bend, last week, the low dropped to 25 and is expected to get back to the mid-20s on Wednesday. But other than that, they're expected to sit in that low 30s range. And then for Coos Bay and Roseburg, very similar temperatures as last week in the mid to high 30s and low 40s. One thing to watch out for, there is a lot of fog that is passing through the region and the state today and tomorrow, so please be sure to drive drive cautiously, especially in the morning, as visibility will definitely be limited. As for the latest on the snow on the mountains, there's not any sign of snow falling while this high-pressure ridge is raising temperatures across the state. Mountains did get a few inches of snow last week, but this season's snow accumulation has been historically low, falling in the bottom 2% this time of year, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And hey, in national weather news, Punxsutawney Phil did see his morning shadow, which means his prediction is the country is in for another 6 weeks of winter. The annual Groundhog Day celebration in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania happened earlier this morning with the infamous Punxsutawney Phil predicting whether the country will have 6 more weeks of winter or an early start to spring. Looking at this event historically, Punxsutawney Phil has forecasted 6 more weeks of winter 109 times and an early spring just 26 times since 1886. That's the earliest recording of the Groundhog Day event. Although, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Punxsutawney Phil's projections have just a 35 to 40% accuracy rate historically. So it's not really a guarantee that we're in for a longer winter, but Punxsutawney Phil had his verdict today. Coming back when we get back from break on Oregon News, Mario Nordi will be breaking down the latest on men's and women's basketball, a preview of Oregon softball's upcoming season, and getting you caught up on everything you need to know about the Super Bowl matchup this weekend.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others.
Welcome back to Oregon News. The Ducks softball program is celebrating its 60th season of play and its 10th season playing in Jane Sanders Stadium. Good morning, I'm Mario Nordi. In 2025, head coach Melissa Lombardi's Version 7 made it to the program's first Women's College World Series appearance since 2018, marking the Ducks' 6th ever trip to Oklahoma City in program history. Lombardi was able to retain nearly half of the roster from the World Series run, and that playoff experience has shaped a brighter future for Version 8.
It's interesting. We're older, but we're young, right? But we're very experienced, and I think that allows us to really be particular and understand what we need in the fall, what we need in the month of January. What does our first weekend look like? I just think you'll feel a very business approach from this group, but also a group that likes to have a lot of fun, have a lot of joy for the game. But I think that experience piece will be huge for us.
Now from the diamond to the gridiron, here's a bit of an early preview for Oregon's 2026 football season. The Ducks will have a one-year break from the infamous rivalry series against Oregon State due to scheduling issues, but still face quite a gritty slot of teams. As it stands, Oregon's toughest home games will be against number 18 Michigan on November 14th and number 19 Washington on November 28th in the Clash of the Cascades. But the Ducks will have a couple of intense road tests when they head down south to take on number 13 USC on September 26th, and out east on November 7th to Columbus to face the 6th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Now on to men's basketball. The Ducks enter tonight with just one win in conference play on a 7-game losing streak. But junior forward Kwame Evans Jr. led the offense with 18 points, shooting 6 for 14 from the field and 5 for 6 from behind the charity stripe. And Elon transfer Takai Simpkins had himself a night with 16 points, shooting 5 for 11 and a perfect 5 for 5 at the foul line. However, the duo of Simpkins and Evans Jr. wasn't enough to compete with Bennett Sturt's 32-point game, and especially the injuries with Jackson Shellstead and Nate Biddle. He shot a staggering 12 for 15 from the field and a blistering 4 for 6 from behind the arc, while also racking up 7 assists on the night. The Ducks are now on an 8-game losing streak and have yet to win a conference game since January 2nd when they beat Maryland on the road. However, for the women's program, the Ducks are absolutely tearing it up in conference play. On Saturday, the Ducks took down number 16 Maryland thanks to a career night from forward Ahis Etute. She kept the Ducks within striking distance of the Terrapins with a career-high 26 points to set up junior guard Sophia Bell to take over the game with not just one three-pointer, but also two. Not just one three-pointer, but not just two. And there's also one more right after that took the lead over Maryland to close it out on the road, 68-61. This marks the Ducks' second AP Top 25 win of the year and third win in a row to carry a large amount of momentum heading into the back half of conference play. High school basketball is a big part of the Eugene community this time of year. For one student athlete at Thurston High School, success on the court means a little bit more. Sports reporter Tyson Plotachuk has the story.
When it comes to a game of basketball, you score one bucket, the crowd will cheer. You score 1,000 buckets, and the crowd will remember your name. That is exactly what Lucas LeBounty was able to do in the last 4 years with the Thurston Colts. Even before the days of first grade YMCA ball, LeBounty was destined to be an athlete. With a dad who played in the NFL and a mom who competed in collegiate sports for the Ducks, LeBounty has been doing more than just living up to the name as an athlete, but also as an advocate for sports physical therapy.
I just want to get athletes back to where they want to be because I've had a problem with that. I missed my whole 8th grade year, and I think all athletes are dying to get back on the field or court where they want to be.
After suffering a fractured patella bone in the 8th grade, Lucas LeBounty didn't see a lot of playing time as a young high schooler. But when he finally did see the court, he took his opportunity and ran with it, reaching the rare milestone of 1,000 career points.
Yeah, I mean, my first bucket was my sophomore year, so I didn't play at all freshman year, but it was big, not playing a lot sophomore year and then coming to 1,000, majority of my points are junior, senior year, so it really feels like I came up and did it.
As a senior playing in his last season for Thurston, LeBounty and the Colts have tallied up 11 straight wins with their victory over Ashland last Friday. And with the playoffs quickly approaching, LeBounty has not only embraced his role as a leader, but also as a calm in the storm that helps keep the team focused.
The coolest part about Lucas, especially as he's matured, is nothing rattles him. He's never too high, he's never too low. He's always right here.
1,000 points and counting. LeBounty and the Colts will be looking to take on crosstown rival North Eugene in what's sure to be a good one next Tuesday. With Oregon News, I'm Tyson Plotachuk.
It's almost that time to hoist up the Vince Lombardi Trophy in the NFL as Super Bowl 60 is getting closer and closer. The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks both touched down in San Francisco, California as the week of preparation for the Super Bowl is officially underway. More on how fans can enjoy the game in Eugene coming up after our short break.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking, now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed, better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead, catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Dímelo, mi gente, it's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing till 11 p.m. It's gonna be lit.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
Welcome back. With Super Bowl right around the corner, reporter McKenna Rowland is taking a look on what this big game means for local businesses.
The Super Bowl may only last 4 quarters, but its impact lasts much longer. For local businesses like Roadhouse, Billiards, and Brew, the first weekend of February marks one of the busiest times of the year. While cocktails, flat screens, and luxury pool tables draw customers in, locals like Nick Demas say it's the community atmosphere that keeps this venue packed during game day.
Came in one day and I haven't stopped coming in ever since. The energy here is just incredible. They always make you feel welcome, they greet you with a smile, and this is where I feel at home.
Roadhouse's Super Bowl watch party will kick off Sunday, February 8th at 3:30 p.m. Reporting from Eugene with Oregon News, I'm McKenna Rowland.
And the Grammy goes to Kendrick Lamar!
Last night, Kendrick Lamar became the most decorated rap artist in history with his 27th Grammy Award. He led the entire field of artists with 9 total nominations and walked out the night with 5 Grammys.
He now sits above Jay-Z for the all-time leader of the rap category. The most notable of his awards were Record of the Year and Rap Album of the Year. The night capped off another year of dominance from Kendrick Lamar.
That's going to do it for us here at Oregon News. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.